Good morning, children. Good morning, beta.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Very quickly. Good morning, Ruchi. We were doing sources of water pollution. One was natural sources. Man-made sources were known as
Anthropogenic.
very good. Anthropogenic sources. What is the sound produced when a rocket or a plane takes off? How much?
150 dB more.
100 and how many decibels?
50.
150 or 50?
150.
50.
150 beta. It was 150 decibels. Okay. Then we did this control measures. Okay, what are heavy elements?
Which has density more than 5 gram per centimeter.
We did BOD yesterday, if you remember. We did
Yes, ma'am.
eutrophication.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that eutrophication, which is when which the speed is increased by human beings? What was that eutrophication called?
Accelerated eutrophication.
Very
Accelerated
good.
eutrophication.
Very good. Accelerated eutrophication. Too good. Now we're going to do something very interesting. The next topic, algal bloom. Read it quickly. Let me explain. Just read this small paragraph, algal bloom. Just read it and I'll explain. Okay, what do you mean by the word bloom? We say flowers are blooming, means everywhere, wherever you see, you can see flowers. So bloom is something which is spread, large spread. That word is what we call as algal bloom. We say na flowers bloom. If you go to a garden and you see so many flowers, you'll say, oh, blooming flowers. So all over, you've got flowers, beautiful flowers, you say blooming flowers. Which bloom are we talking about in this paragraph?
Algal.
Algal bloom.
Algal bloom. That means what is growing at a fast speed?
Algae.
Algae. So there's a bloom of alga all around. That is why this bloom is known as which bloom?
Algal bloom.
Algal bloom.
Yeah, it is known as an algal bloom. This is very interesting now. See, whenever large amount of nutrients reach the water, if you remember, we had discussed yesterday that phosphates are reaching, nitrates are reaching. So the number of what increases in water bodies?
Nutrients.
Nutrients increases. And because these green plants, algae are getting a lot of nutrients, the number of algae starts on increasing. Free floating algae, phytoplanktons, what do we call them as?
Phytoplankton.
Phytoplankton.
Those plants which grow in water, they are phytoplanktons, and those small animals which are in water, what do we call them as?
Zooplanktons.
Zooplanktons. Very good. So we had a lot of nutrients going into the water. So a lot of algae can grow now because they're getting a lot of nutrition. So that the entire water gets covered with algae. This is known as algal bloom. What is it called?
Algal bloom.
Algal bloom. Algal bloom.
It is actually a consequence of eutrophication only. This is a result of eutrophication. Because of eutrophication, large amount of nutrients, nitrates, phosphates are reaching the water bodies. So the growth of these green plants increases all of a sudden. This is algal bloom. So algal bloom is a result of or a consequence of which process?
Eutrophication.
Eutrophication.
Eutrophication. Okay. Now this gives a very different color and unpleasant odor to the water bodies. Supposing you have an algal bloom in a pond or a river, you will see that the color of the water also changes and a very bad smell starts coming out of that water body. Because these algal blooms, they cause deterioration of the water quality and fish mortality. Why do you think that bad smell starts coming if there's an algal bloom? Anybody? Why do we have a foul smell from the water where we have algal blooms?
It's the smell of dead organisms.
Very good, beta. See, when we have the entire water surface being covered by algae, there are two problems. Number one, maximum amount of oxygen which is dissolved in the water is being used by these algae. So oxygen becomes insufficient for the fishes and other water organisms, so they start dying. Another reason is even sunlight is not able to penetrate down. They cover the entire surface of water. So even sunlight cannot penetrate. Sometimes they are so dense and thick that even sunlight cannot go down. So those small green plants, phytoplanktons, which were growing under the surface or lower areas of water bodies, they also die. So because of the death of these plants and animals, we have this foul smell coming, fish mortality. Some bloom forming algae are extremely toxic to both human beings and animals. So algae blooms, are they good or they are harmful?
Harmful.
Harmful.
See, little amount of algae is good, no doubt. But excess amount of algae is not good for a water body. The reason is very simple. It consumes the maximum amount of oxygen. So oxygen is not sufficiently available for the water body. So there's mortality of fish. What is mortality?
Death rate.
Death rate.
Yes. Now I'm going to read out that paragraph to you, which generally always has one question in board exams. That is water hyacinth. It is known as terror of Bengal. What is it called, beta?
Terror of Bengal.
Terror of Bengal.
We always have a question from this. Now see how. Some plants were introduced in India for the lovely flowers. Actually, these plants are not Indian plants. They were just bought from another countries just because they had what? They had very beautiful flowers. Okay. But when they came to India, they started growing excessively and they started blocking our waterways. So one example of this is why? Why do we have this problem? These plants are not native Indian plants. We bought them from other countries, but they grow at such a fast speed that even if you try to remove them, the speed with which you'll remove can never be faster compared to the speed by which they grow. They grow at a very, very fast speed. As soon as they come in the Indian environment, Indian water bodies, they start growing at a very higher speed. One of these plants is, everybody should know the name and the spelling of this. This is Eichhornia crassipus. What is the scientific name?
Eichhornia crassipus.
This is not an Indian plant. We just bought it from outside because it had lovely what?
Flowers.
Flowers.
And we never thought that this plant is going to create so much a problem. This plant is now called as terror of Bengal. It is the world's most problematic aquatic weed, which grows abundantly in eutrophic lakes and causes an imbalance in the ecosystem dynamics of the water body. Because of this plant, what happens is, it is more severe than algal bloom beta. These flowers, they cover the entire water body and they cause the death of 95 to 100% of aquatic bodies in the water body. Whatever fishes or whatever organisms are there, 95 to 100% animals, they die, aquatic organisms, in case there is a growth of this plant. So this is generally in Bengal. So that is why we call it as terror of Bengal. What do we call it as?
Terror of Bengal.
Terror of Bengal.
Because it causes the death of so many aquatic organisms. Even if you try to remove them, the government has tried to remove, but the speed at which we are removing is hardly anything. Within 24 hours, you'll see the growth is exponential. There's so much of growth of these plants. So water hyacinth is the common name. And what is the scientific name? Tell me very quickly.
Eichhornia crassipus.
Yes, common name is water hyacinth. The only problem is that it is not a native Indian plant. It was brought to Bengal just because it had beautiful flowers. But when it was brought, nobody knew that it's going to be such a headache for the country. Now it grows it's even thicker and denser than the algal blooms that we have in the water bodies. It causes the death of lot of organisms. Okay, so everybody knows what is an algal bloom. Algal bloom is a result of eutrophication. Something resembling algal bloom is your what is this?
Bengal.
Terror of Bengal.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Bache, speak.
Ma'am, Ritul is waiting. Please allow her.
Was she there in the class? Or she's just trying
Ma'am,
to
she is
join now?
waiting room.
Arey bacha,
Madam.
tell her to come on time. Officially, we are instructed to log the meeting after 5 minutes. Anyways,
Ma'am,
I'll
actually
take her.
here,
I'll take her in. You just see this figure of biomagnification. I'll explain it to you by the time. I'll just do it. Just see the figure, biomagnification. You already told me yesterday what it is. Try not to read, just see the figure. Did you understand anything?
yes, ma'am, little bit.
Okay, because I told you don't read. So the amount is something that you need to focus on, bache. See this now. Now it's clear for you. We're doing biomagnification. Yesterday you already told me. The toxicity level increases as we go higher in what?
Trophic level.
Traffic levels.
Level. Again, I'm saying don't ignore these chapters. They may be easy, but they're very scoring. So at least be confident of these marks. That yes, I'm prepared with this. Look at this word biomagnification. Increasing the concentration of toxicants at successive trophic levels. Few toxic substances present in the industrial waste can undergo biological magnifications. Okay, in aquatic food chains. We're talking about what food chains?
Aquatic.
Now, why does this amount keep on increasing? The reason we need to understand data. These substances are not excreted or metabolized. We cannot, these toxic substances cannot be excreted out of the animal's body and they cannot be metabolized. Metabolized means they cannot be used to produce energy also. See, either there are two ways of releasing excess material from an animal's body. One is anything which is extra is excreted out, or the material is used to produce energy. This is called metabolism, metabolites. Here the problem is that these materials can neither be excreted nor they can be, what is the word you should use? They can be neither
Metabolized.
metabolized. Very good. So they're not going out of the organism's body, so they get accumulating in the body of the organism. That is why these substances pass to the next trophic level via the food chain. This phenomenon is very common. In case of mercury and DDT population, this was observed. Chalo, let's see the figure. Can you see the agriculture runoff? How many parts
Yes,
per
ma'am.
billion is for DDT? How many parts per billion?
0.003.
Now this agriculture runoff is being eaten by small zooplanktons. The level is going to how many parts per million?
0.04.
See the major differences from parts per billion. It has now reached to parts per million now. Then what about small fishes?
0.5 million parts per million.
0.5.
0.5 parts per million. And then large fishes?
2.
2 parts per million.
Yes. And the highest one, the fish eating birds, the birds which eat the large fishes, it reaches to how much?
25.
25.
25. So which are the two examples which are given? Which are the two substances which when enter an animal's body, they neither excreted nor metabolized? Two
Mercury and
examples of what
DDT.
we. Very good. So you know in India and in many other countries, DDT is banned entirely now. Earlier, DDT was used as a pesticide, but now it is completely banned. Even in India, it is banned now. Most of the countries have banned it now. We do not use DDT now. Is it okay for all of us? Because of which problem? What was the problem we had in DDT? What is this word, beta?
Biomagnification.
Biomagnification. I hope there is no confusion between eutrophication and biomagnification.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, please read about the harmful effects of DDT in this paragraph. Then let's discuss a little about it. Just 2 minutes, just read about DDT. Why the need came that we had to ban DDT. All of us will read this paragraph and then we'll try to answer. Yes. What did you read? Tell me, let's discuss. Tell me, what is it that you read about DDT beta?
Like once if it enters, its concentration is going to increase, and it will be harmful
Reason
for
being the
the.
same now. Reason being the same which we discussed. It is
Yes,
neither
ma'am.
excreted nor
Metabolized.
Metabolized.
not metabolized. What do you mean by the word metabolized? What does the word metabolize mean? I just told you.
Used to produce energy.
Very good. Used to produce energy. So this is quite harmful, DDT. What else did you read about DDT?
In fish-eating birds, it causes thinning of eggshells and premature breaking.
Did you understand both the words, or is there a problem in understanding? Have you understood the words, Peter?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See, once DDT enters your organisms, its concentration, that is its amount, increases its excessive trophic levels. That means if it starts with 0.003 parts per billion, then it is agriculture runoff, it reaches 25, so the value keeps on increasing. DDT in fish-eating birds through biomagnification. The high concentration of DDT interferes with calcium metabolism in birds. See, I just told you what is metabolism. Using a particular substance for the growth of the body is called metabolism. Now, birds, they use calcium as a metabolite. I mean, they use calcium for growth and energy. But once DDT enters the body of a bird, it interferes with the metabolism of calcium also. Means it does not let the bird use calcium as a metabolite. So what will happen now? Because the bird is not able to use calcium, so the eggshells will be very thin. We know that the shells of the eggs are basically calcium. So the more calcium a bird can use, the more stronger would be the eggs. But now because DDT has entered the bird's body, it has interfered in the metabolism of which element, beta?
Calcium.
Calcium. And it is calcium which makes the shells of the bird's eggs stronger. Now, because the bird is not able to use calcium, so the shells of the eggs are very weak. Okay. So, because the shells are weak, premature breaking, before time they will break, untimely, ultimately causing the decline in the bird population. Now, before the egg has hatched and the egg breaks down, so don't you think there's going to be a decline or decrease in the population of birds?
Yes,
Hmm?
ma'am.
Now, did you understand this part? Once DDT enters the body of birds, it interferes with the metabolism of which element, beta?
Calcium.
Calcium.
Calcium. And the birds, they use this calcium as a metabolite to make what? Where is calcium used in the birds, by the birds? For making shells of what?
Egg.
Yes, for making shells of eggs. Now, calcium is not being used. Very less calcium can be used. So, what will happen to the shells of the eggs?
Thinning
Thinning.
and
Thinning.
premature breaking.
Because of which the eggs will generally get damaged very soon, and this leads to decline in the population. Let's talk about the control measures of water pollution. Biomagnification of toxic chemicals can be controlled by judicious use of small doses of fertilizers and manure. Sewage, it contains a large quantity of human excreta, organic matter, and microbes. So this should be first treated and then it should be passed into the water bodies. Directly, it should not be put. Self-hygiene must be maintained and drinking water must not be polluted, and common public should be aware about the effects of water pollution. This is not very important. Now we're going to read something again very important, that is EcoSan. What is the full form?
Ecological
Ecological
sanitation.
Sanitation.
We all know what is sanitation. So let us read what is EcoSan. A very small paragraph about EcoSan. These are those topics which generally have questions in the exams. Take 1 minute, read about EcoSan. Very quickly, we're going to read about SAN, and I'll ask you a few questions first, and then we'll discuss in detail. Generally, a small question comes from this. Okay, have you read, beta? SAN? What is SAN? Tell me. EcoSan. What is EcoSan?
It's a
What?
method of handling humans excreta and other human waste actually.
Exactly, beta. Sustainable system. Sustainable system means apna bhi kaam chal jaye, and we do not create problems for the coming generations. That is what we call as a sustainable system. So it's a sustainable system for handling human excreta. We use dry composting toilets. It's a very effective solution to human waste disposal. Toilets in many areas of Kerala and Sri Lanka have been designed for facilitating ecological sanitation. They are known as EcoSan. As of now, in India, only which state?
Kerala.
Kerala. So, what are the advantages of EcoSan? The first is practical, hygienic, and efficient method of human disposal waste. It's a cost-effective approach. It takes less amount of money also, and human excreta is recycled into natural fertilizers. So obviously the chemical fertilizers are being replaced, and all the harms that we have of biomagnification, eutrophication, all these problems are solved out automatically because it is a human excreta which is being converted into fertilizers. And this fertilizer is which kind of a fertilizer? It's a natural fertilizer. Okay, so we have three advantages of EcoSan. Basically, it is nothing, just converting the human excreta into manure and using it in the fields. So how is this helping? Because the plants are now getting natural manure, biodegradable one. So there is no problem of eutrophication, deposition of harmful chemicals or waste. That problem does not come. Plus, it's not very expensive. This technique is not very expensive. Which country is using it a lot?
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. And which state in India?
Kerala.
Kerala.
Yes. Now we'll read about groundwater depletion, and then the last pollution which will be left will be soil pollution. Groundwater is being pumped out at an enormous rate for its use in agriculture and urban areas. Obviously, we are extracting so much of water every day, whether it is a city area, urban area, or a rural area. So the water table, that means what is water table? What is water table? We say water table has gone down in this state, this state. So what does this word water table actually mean?
Level of water.
Yes, underground water. The level of underground water is what we call as water level. So the depletion of groundwater has mainly taken place in which states?
Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu.
Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu.
If you have got boring done at your house, you must have heard your parents talking to those contractors. And it is like पहले तो इतने फिट पे पानी आ जाता था, अब इतने फिट पे भी नहीं आता है. 20-22 foot boring has to be done. Only then water starts coming out. Earlier, it was 5 to 7, 8 feet boring was done and water used to gush out of the soil. But now the boring goes to 15 feet, 16 feet, only then clean water starts coming. So why is this problem coming? Because of depletion in the water level. Underground water is very less, water table is very less, mainly in these states, beta. Now, how can we help out by this? How can we really help out? First is rainwater harvesting. Easiest and the cheapest method to replenish and recharge groundwater. See, there's so much of rainwater which is collected on our terraces. What do? That water is generally lying here and there, and then it gets evaporated and it gets lost. So the best way is rainwater harvesting. We can collect that water. We can later use it for watering our plants in the garden. Prevention of overexploitation of groundwater. Overexploitation. You've seen some people, they're so excited. Whenever water is there in the evening, when running water comes, they not only water their plants, they'll put so much of water on the road, outside their houses, anywhere where it is not needed. Even on cemented surfaces and roads. We don't need to water the roads every day. We understand that we need to water our plants in the garden. But every day when you water your plants in the garden, there is no need to put water on the road in front of your house. We are just wasting this water because the road will not let the water percolate back to the soil. So this is called over exploitation of groundwater, which has to be stopped. Reducing the water demand, efficient use of water, planting more trees and appropriate town planning, and sprinkler and subsurface irrigation techniques. You remember sprinkler method?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a case study, integrated wastewater treatment. I'm just showing you the case study. Case study, I'll not explain anything to you. You will read it yourself and I'll ask a few questions. Because the board pattern is this only, that you'll be given a case study. You need to read it and answer the questions. I'll just show you the case study, entire one. Please read better. Read the case study.
Ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
I'm in the foundation classes. We just do the questions. So we needed your permission to do the theory of 11th and 12th. We need to study. So can we study?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, you can study chemistry. Is there some problem in physics as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Physics may become a controversy because some other teacher is teaching. That is the confusion. So you people want to study some topics of 11th, 12th of physics or chemistry?
Both.
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 Chalo, you do
Yes,
one
ma'am.
thing. You forward a list of topics to Danish sir today. I'll speak to him. Because if your concepts are not clear, it is no point. You'll not be able to do questions. है ना? How will you do
Yes, ma'am.
questions? If you don't know the topics properly, you'll not be able to do questions and it is a wastage of time otherwise. Fine, you just forward some topics to him. I'll speak to Sir, Danish sir. How are your classes going on? How many of you are actually going and attending foundation classes?
Me.
Me.
Mummy.
Acha, you all are attending foundation class. Bio students are also going.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes,
Haan,
yes,
beta,
ma'am.
keep going. Keep going for foundation classes. Even the bio students keep continuing. It is not that this is something related only for IIT or JE or something. This will help you in the physics and chemistry part of NEET also. Okay, this will help you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
NEET classes as well. So we have started with foundation PCM. Maths classes are also going on. Biology I am not taking because I have never taken NEET classes. So it's no point wasting your time taking NEET classes. I have never taken classes for NEET. So I had told the management very clearly that I don't think I'll be able to do justice if I take classes. These are professional courses, beta. You have a separate syllabus. You need to study differently. So I'll certainly speak to Danish sir. You people forward, Bichi. As soon as we finish this chapter, you remember what we are going to do? Tell me what we are going to do. Chapter wise, board questions. All the board questions which came in the last 10, 15 years in these 4 chapters. Side by side, we'll keep revising and we'll start with the next unit, biotechnology. I'm taking a biotechnology again, same reason. Only 2 chapters are there and good amount of marks that you have for that. Distribution of marks is again good. So if you finish this 2 units, you're almost done with 28 marks. This is how we target in boards, beta. This much marks ready. This is how we target. Next unit, I'll take a biotechnology, which we'll study from my notes only. So there are only 2 chapters in biotechnology also. June we'll try. You have only 5 days break in June. 1st to 5th June will be an off for you. After that, we have classes. We don't have vacations in June also. Case 1, step 2. Have you read the steps better? Good to see you people. Okay, take your time, Bichi. Sorry, now read. Let me know once you've read and you're ready. First, we'll try it like this. I'll not explain, I'll just ask. Yes, beta, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Only girls are ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Now it's okay. Okay, let's have it in a different way. Let me hide it. Why don't you people ask questions to each other? That would be more interesting rather than me asking. Let me hide it a little. At least I'll see how much you remember. Just 1 second. Yes. Who will ask first and from whom? Come on. Sanvi, ask. Whom would you like to ask? I'll only name. Sanvi, ask a question. Ask a question from Raghav.
Which university has developed the integrated wastewater treatment system?
Raghav,
Yes,
answer.
ma'am. I forgot that. It's something State University, starting from H.
Okay, give the answer, Sanvi.
Humboldt State University.
It was a little difficult one, but he remembered H. Okay, Raghav, now you ask her. Ask Sanvi a question quickly.
Name that citizen group.
What?
That citizen group, na, responsible for the upkeep.
Friends of the Arcata Marsh. Foam.
Oh, so you remember this? Fine. Now let's have a second round. Akash, you're there?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask a question from Ananya. Anything that you remember of what you had read. Ask Ananya.
1 second.
Okay.